You know, I think the only President radio I ever saw before the more recent offerings, I did one about four or 5 years ago in a plastic case, and it worked really, really well. But prior to that, the only 2781 radio that I ever saw, because it's the only President offering there ever was, prior to 2012 or so, was the KP77 base station, which is one of the worst products I've ever had the misfortune to work on. So, having that plastic one I was telling you about, and I've forgotten what it was, the Teddy, worked absolutely fine. So one of the subscribers says, I've got a President Bill and it's absolutely fantastic and I think you'll love it too, and so on. And so, looking at that, I thought, oh, it's another of these CRT thingy-ma-flops. But it doesn't look like it is. And so, we have a President Bill, and our subscriber says that when you switch it to UK, it does what you want it to do. It does CPT, it does that in FM and AM, and it does UK channels in FM as it should. So, yeah. So I've just been put off for life with that KP77. I'm not quite sure why there weren't any President radios in the UK until 5 years ago either. So, of course, there won't be a circuit diagram, will there? It wouldn't be that exciting. Well, at least there's how to wire the mic. So it's going to be one of those sets that we fumble our way through blindly. These are becoming a difficulty. I'm going to have to do something about it because we don't have cigarette lighter sockets on the workbench, so we end up having to put crocodile clips on. But I can see that's the way it's going. I haven't got a problem with it, and it's up to us to rejig the workbench accordingly. So I'll just pop this out of the plastic bags. What I also noticed, positive, is it's got a quick release type of bracket arrangement. So you've got the mounting bracket there, and it's got these little metal things, springy things, which release the radio. Well, that is a nice touch. A bit more like business radios. And the microphone is 6-pin, as we saw with the instruction book. And it has what appears to be a charger socket like that other recent, was it the PNI set had? Anyway, oh no, it was the TTI 555 that had a 2 amp 5 volt charger socket on it, and that looks like it has the same. Well, that took some finding in the instruction book as to how to set the mode on this. So there's a function key. Oh, is there? Oh yeah, so there is. So it looks like we turn it on with the function key pressed. And then I'm going up down with the mic. We're in U. I'm not quite sure what we do next. Probably press the function key again. No. Do we turn it off and turn it back on? No, we don't. Back to the instruction book. Trouble is, English isn't the first language in this. Oh, you press the F button for 1 second, so that's where I went wrong. So switch it off, F button, switch it on, select the channel, the one I want, UK, and hold the F button for a second or more. There we go, that's done it. So now when I turn it off and turn it back on, there we go. Now then, so we'll pop that to channel 20. There we are. Now something I've never seen before, which this has got, you can select what kind of microphone you're using, and it is set for Electrex mic, which is what's come with it, and you can also set it for other types of mic, so that's in a sub menu, which I think is quite nifty. So we are in what? We're in UK. So when I press band, we're in UK. FM. UK. Yeah. So it's such a small display, I have to try and zoom in a bit here. So we're currently in AM, and we're on European channels because it says 27205, and then we're in FM and we're still on 27205, and then we're on UK FM, of course, so 2779125. So that works exactly how it should work. When you've told it you're in FM, on post 2014 sets, we should be able to select FM 2781 and FM CPT and AM CPT, and that does exactly that. So the last set we did which did that was the Thunderbolt T3000, that super slim set which was only front panel wide. Okay, so before opening it up, I'll just press transmit and I'll see what it says, and it says 3 watts. Okay, and we'll just see how it receives before we start opening it up. At least it's got a squelch control. Not sure why I can't hear anything. Because auto squelch is right at the bottom, so manual squelch is there. So out of the box, that's S9. I'll have to get a magnifying glass to see what that says, but it's probably about right. Yes, it goes up one more, so that's right. That's 0.3 of a microvolt, 0.2, 0.15, 0.1, 0.06. I mean, that sensitivity is the best of the best. That's great. Okay, we'll open it up and see if there's any works in there. We've got the output transistor there. We've got the driver transistor there. We've got crystal filter. We've got a ceramic filter there for the 455 IF. Okay, well this is going to be a bit of an interesting show and tell, isn't it? Because there's no adjustments whatsoever. It's a bit like the CRTS Mini version 3. Ooh. So the board does say President PP803-1 on it, so it is unique to this product, and there are no adjustments whatsoever. And I presume that there is going to be some kind of service menu if we actually had a service manual, which we haven't got. And it doesn't matter how many times I write to these people, nothing is ever forthcoming. I think there's a kind of funny handshake secret society who it makes you wonder with a lot of the current radios where there's just no service manuals available. I mean, back in the days of the Rotel 220, 230, 240, you wrote to Rotel, you paid some money, they sent you a manual. You did with the Amstrad, you did with the Binatone, and so it goes on. But for some reason we just don't seem to get any service information, which is very frustrating. But some of the kind of things that are likely to fail, like somebody shorting out the output and it takes out the output transistor, you know, that's something which is going to be replaceable. So somehow I've got to coax 4 watts out of this without it having a service manual, and I can only see 2.6 coming out of it. Anyway, I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, because it's lunchtime, I will put on the other camera, and then you can see the 2.6 watts on my meter. Okay, so it took me all of 3 minutes to find the hidden menu. I thought there'd be a hidden menu. So pressing AM and FM top right and emergency together and the PTT and switching on. Oh look, we're in a menu and it says PL. Now I haven't played with this yet, so let's see what happens. Is PL power level? I don't know. No idea. So let's have a play. I've not got, I just need to put the camera on the Marconi test set meter so you can see what I'm seeing. So we've got up down on the bezel, so we can alter that number. We're currently at 134, so I'll just move it higher, and lo and behold, the power's going higher. And the highest it will want to be seems to be 145 on this, which is about 3.4 watts. So let's move up the, we've got FM 260. One would expect that's deviation, so if we get the little oscillator, so we've got 1.4 deviation at present. So does this bring it up? Yes. The maximum value is 320. So we'll turn that off. Voila. And that brings us to 2.2, which is about as low as I would want it to be at that maximum value. So what's that bring us to? So I'm toggling it with the up down. So we're toggling the menu with the up down and then altering the value with the AL. Now I would think that AL is AM. So I better go out of this. So I'll switch the radio off and now we'll put it on AM instead. I'm guessing, I haven't done this before. So there we go. So we're on UK. So I want that to now be AM. So we're now on AM, and we'll do this on channel 20 to be fair. So we'll pop that down to channel 20, just like that, 27205. Switch it off. PTT, those two buttons, switch it on. Toggle through to the AL, and hopefully I'll just set my test set so that we're Wallow. That seems to be about 95% modulation as it is, which is certainly as high as we'd want it to be. So we'll see whether that is the adjustment. So Let's see whether that makes it go down. Yes, it does. And the higher the figure, the lower the modulation. That's interesting, isn't it? So I've got that on 166, and we're at about 45% modulation. So let's bring that up. So that's about 95% modulation at 63. So that's interesting. So PL is FM Div, and I've got that at maximum. I've got that at maximum, and I've got the AM mod at 63. So now when we look at power, on the 3-watt scale it's pegging the needle. From cold it's 3.5, just over 3.5. So that's that cracked, isn't it? Good. So I'll get out of that by turning the radio off. And to get into the other menus, if I recall, I did read the instructions, but I've got a memory like a sieve. I seem to recall to get into the other menu, it's pressing the ANL button on the left and turning it on. Yes, there we go. No, we didn't. I'll just pause the video and go back into the instructions. So it says turn on using the AM FM key, so we will do. There we go. And then we can go, here we are. We can go through the various features. That's an all reset, back to factory condition. I was too slow there, so put it into that again. So we've got colour, we can go through the colour. What else have we got? Key beep, on or off. Roger bleep, on or off. Emergency channel is set to 9, that's adjustable. Electric mic or dynamic mic, and an all reset. So that's the menu there. Now the other thing which we've got is, I didn't realise this till I looked at the instructions, it's got scan. So what you do here is you're going up or down. I'll just put this into UK mode. You just hold the button longer than usual till it beeps. And there we have it in scan mode. If I turn my signal generator up, which is on channel 20, there we go, now on channel 20. So that works. And does it scan what? Let's see what it scans. So we're in UK at the moment. Yeah, so it scans the 40 that you have set it to do, which is good. Because what you wouldn't want to do, what I wouldn't want to do, is to set it to scan, and it scans 40 UK, 40 CPT FM, and then 40 CPT AM, because that would be a pain. So it does it how I would expect it to do. So pressing the PTT gets it out of that mode. It says the instruction book, and I'm now competing with the radio as the background music system has gone over to radio as it's now 1 o'clock. We'll go into the menu. I'll just show you the colour thing. So we'll do that again. So go into the menu, switch it off, switch it on with the top right button pressed, and we'll just toggle through that until we get to the colours, and then we press the F button to alter that. So we've got the blue, cyan, yellow, purple, whatever, red, and I'll put it back to green as I found that's the most visible, and that's locked that in. So switch it off, switch it back on again. So at least we've got the FM deviation where we want it, from 1.4 to 2.2. We've got the power nearer where we wanted it, from 2.7 was it to just over 3.5. And we've got the AM modulation actually turned down. I felt it was a bit high at something like 98% modulation. I've turned that down to about 85% modulation for the AM. So no internal adjustments. I am aware there's links for the radio to do other things, but that we're here on UK legal operation and not export dodgy operation. So I'm going to just pop this on the aerial, and we'll just press scan and see if there's any buddies out there, either good or bad. So now on the aerial, and I've put it back on. It's come on channel 25, and let's go into scan. So I'll hold the bezel in the up position until it does that. There we go. I just glanced at the monitor there because I saw we've got the bench light. It's got the ASC position, so we'll just put it into that. So that's manual squelch, and then further down it's the auto squelch position. And there we are, resume scan after a short delay, which is ideal. So it stopped on some interference there. So it allows you to rescan. Oh, there's somebody on 19. So there we go. Oh, I've always got to say 19 Roger, haven't I? 19 Roger. We've got the burner brigade out there, so that's not going to get us anywhere. So I'll do an on-the-air test. I was going to do the binatone breaker phone from 1981 today, but Mr Chippie suggested we did a new set, and then one of the... So that's what's happened. So you do have adjustment of those three parameters, AM modulation, FM deviation, and transmit power through that service manual, which I have shown you. So we'll put it on the air later and we'll see how it performs, and I'm sure it works very well because the sensitivity is certainly there. So thank you for watching.